And funnily enough, Senna is benefiting from the fact that he has less horsepower than Lauda, because you can't use all the horsepower in this race of a turbocharged car.
Well, certainly this is a terrific lift for the Tolman team. Their new car is obviously going very well, but whilst the driver can't drive unless he's got a car to sit in, you must say that this is credit to the exceptional talent of Ayrton Senna.
Now let's just watch it. On lap 18 in this 2-hour race, Prost is back in the lead with Mansell out of the race, and you see the battle developing now for second place between Niki Lauda there and Ayrton.
Grand Prix, and we're going to pick it up right where we left it so you won't miss a trick. I think we left it on lap 18. Nigel Mansell, unfortunately, had just spun off. Alain Prost had regained the lead. It's still pouring with rain as we rejoin it, and commentators James Hunt and Murray Walker.
And there's Senna. He's showing now Niki Lauda his front wheels. But Lauda, of course, is not about to move over under any circumstances at all. Prost has gone through. And that is the gap between the race leader, Alain Prost, and this battle for second place between Lauda in the Marlboro McLaren and Senna in the Tolman, as they come round the Rascasse, out of it, and up the finishing straight. Out of the Rascasse now. And Prost has gone through some 24 seconds ago already. And there is Arnoux, with behind Arnoux in fifth was Keke Rosberg, and Senna challenging for that second place, and he's taken it. A magnificent bit of driving by Senna, who's now in second place.
Yeah, that was absolutely marvellous. Senna went round the outside of Lauda into the Rascasse, and that was brave and skillful.
Brave and skillful indeed. Senna now pulling away from Niki Lauda, and I will keep a stopwatch on the gap between Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna, the new second place man. Here it is again, and this is Senna taking Lauda in second position.
Yes, they're on the pit straight now, but that's slightly curved, and they won't be able to use full power, so Senna is using a lot of throttle control here. Niki's hugging the inside, which is the correct line, and Senna's going the long way round him. And Prost will no doubt be informed on the very next time he passes the pits that Senna is in second place and looks capable of catching him. So this puts a lot of pressure on Prost suddenly. His 24-second plus lead looked pretty comfortable before, but it's going to feel jolly uncomfortable to him now.
Lap 19. Prost leads. Senna second. Lauda third. Just behind Lauda now, Arnoux is closing up. He's got Keke Rosberg right behind him in fifth position, and Stefan Beloff is right with Rosberg in sixth place. We could yet see an even more dramatic development with Beloff closing up. Now look at it, here it is, there's Lauda, there's Arnoux, there is Rosberg, and right behind him in sixth position is Stefan Beloff on this, now the conclusion of their 19th lap. Arnoux, Rosberg, Beloff. Stefan Beloff has got at the very most 450 horsepower from his Ford DFD engine in his Tyrrell, whereas Keke Rosberg has got some 650, but that's a disadvantage and not an advantage in today's weather conditions. And Beloff now going into Saint-Devote. Arnoux fourth, Rosberg fifth, Beloff sixth.
Yes, and particularly the advantage is accentuated by the fact that with a normally aspirated engine without the turbocharger, he has no throttle lag. The problem with for the drivers of turbocharged cars is that when you put your foot on the throttle with a turbocharged engine, the first thing that happens is nothing, and the second thing that happens is everything, in that it comes all with lots of power all at once. Whereas Beloff can move his foot up and down on the accelerator pedal and get exactly what he wants. And this is a big advantage in these ridiculously slippery conditions. And you see Beloff there now challenging at the back of that group, and he's given a little bit of a slide, hung the tail out of it there, that's no problem. He's got terrific car control, Beloff.
Manfred Winkelhock in seventh position behind Beloff is dropping back. Kenny Rosberg was saying yesterday that the conditions in the tunnel are absolutely diabolical and will be accentuated in his case by the enormous horsepower that he's got under his right foot. Beloff goes through in 6th position. There is Arnoux 4th, and you can see for yourselves how awful it is on that track. Just a solid ball of spray. Lauda 3rd, Arnoux 4th, Rosberg 5th, Beloff 6th, absolutely together on lap 21 as they come up to Patrese to lap him. And Riccardo Patrese is not exactly the best known man in the Grand Prix world for moving over and letting you through, so we could see a telescoping of this battle between these 4 men going from 3rd to 6th positions. Arnoux, Beloff. They're paid a lot of money, and you see now why they earn it and how they earn it. Arnoux, Rosberg. I'm glad to tell you, incidentally, that Patrick Tambay is all right. I thought he'd hurt his leg quite badly, but we've had the good news that Patrick Tambay is perfectly okay, as Lauda, who has got past Patrese, pulls away now, and Arnoux is going to try and take the Italian. There's Manfred Winkelhock in 7th position. This will give him a chance to close up. They're going into the tunnel. This is the 21st lap. Mansell, of course, out of the race, as are Tambay, Warwick, De Angelis, Cicotto, Corrado, Fabi, and Nelson Piquet. And look at, there he goes. There goes Stefan Beloff. Beloff has taken Kenny Rosberg and moved up into 5th place in a superbly judged passing move.
Yes, and judged is exactly the right term, Murray, because you can't see a thing where you're going, so you've got to eyeball everything up, look where you are on the track, shut your eyes, as good as that, and just hope that it all works out. And Beloff has done exactly that.
And is now with Riccardo Patrese, who is practically a full lap behind him, and he's shown the blue flag by the marshal, which means there is someone behind you who wishes to pass you, as if Patrese didn't know. And there is Manfred Winkelhock in 7th place closing up, as Beloff challenges Patrese outside the box. Patrese looks in his right mirror. This is going to give Keke Rosberg, if he could control the wheel spin that he's undoubtedly fighting, the chance to close the gap a bit between himself and Beloff. But I suspect that the Tyrrell is so nimble and has such ideal power characteristics for this terribly wet track that Rosberg will not in fact be able to close up. There is Arnoux, 4th. And Stefan Beloff goes through. Riccardo Patrese does move over and let him through. Rosberg, now Rosberg drops back, and as you saw with Winkelhock closing up on Rosberg, who is 6th, and there's Beloff giving it the big slide treatment as he goes into the tunnel. René Arnoux is getting very close to Niki Lauda, who is 3rd. The race order on this, the 22nd lap, as you look at Keke Rosberg, is Alain Prost leading. Senna, let us not forget that, is in 2nd place. 3rd is Lauda. 4th is Arnoux. And there goes Beloff. Arnoux, that's the gap between Arnoux and Beloff. You can see it visually. René Arnoux in 4th position, Stefan Beloff. There he is in 5th place, number 4. 26 years old. This is only his 6th Grand Prix, Stefan Beloff. Made a name for himself in Group C sports car racing. Last year has capitalised on it through the successful efforts of a consortium of German businessmen to sponsor him.